Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. Joining me on this lovely Thursday morning is going to be the ever so enchanting Miss Lisa Locke McGahee. Hello, Lisa.
Hello.
All right, guys, so if you're new to the show, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to read some stories that happened in the world of geek within the last week or so. Lisa and I are going to discuss them, and you guys fire back on social media or on the Gmail account, Facebook, Twitter, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Take your pick. Let us know what you think as well about all the shows, too. So, Lisa, without further ado, you just want to get into it?
Let's go.
All right, we're ready to rock. So, first story, as you know, we would go through some Marvel stuff, then DC, then Star Wars and Harry Potter if we have any, and then we run through a few miscellaneous things. So starting off with one bit of Marvel news, it's something that came out about a week or two ago, and I've kind of been putting it off because we really don't have much to say about it, at least I don't maybe. I doubt Lisa has even more to say about it, but I'm going to go and just kind of blaze right through it, hint, hint. So Ghost Rider is the character who's been featured heavily on this season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., played by Gabriel Luna. Now, speaking with comicbook.com, Luna said in the possibility of him getting his own spin-off series or even movie, quote, "It's been talked about. There's definitely deals in place for that potential. But I just take it one day at a time. I have so much fun now. I just want to make sure I get these episodes right. If they throw more episodes on my plate, I will do my best to do with those stories as well. I don't have a preference. People talk about, oh man, he'd be great as a feature, which is an idea too. It could be cinema, it could be Netflix, whatever it is." So, this is kind of more of a bag on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, more than it is on Ghost Rider. So Ghost Rider, we had previously had a couple of films starring Nicolas Cage, which weren't really good at all. Some people liked the first film. The second film was not good. I didn't like either of them, to be honest. But I do like the character Ghost Rider. He's an interesting character. With Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., here's my problem with this show, too. First off, it's on ABC, so it's kind of handcuffed to be more family-friendly, I guess, in that instance. And really nobody cares about it, because it's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But it's something that people don't really try to reference in regards to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it's not that good. I mean, I've tried to watch several episodes. I can never get into it. And I heard the ratings on it are dropping too, so maybe if we're lucky, it'll just go away. And in any event, though, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., here's my main problem with it is they have to try to keep the show interesting. Now, they brought in the Inhumans, as we talked about a week or two ago, as well, to try to, liven up the show. And now they're doing the same thing again with Ghost Rider, where the show started out of this season about Ghost Rider, and it's not about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore. It's about whatever gimmick, whether it be the Inhumans or Ghost Rider. It's not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's whatever, D or C-list, Marvel characters they can put in, the movies aren't using. And it's just my problem with the show as far as it's a waste. I'm sorry, it's a waste. Let's move on to something better. But also in regards to Ghost Rider, because that's really what the story is, despite what I'm rambling about. Ghost Rider is a character who he's a demon. He's from hell, and to put him on ABC really doesn't, I believe, unlock his full potential. A feature film would be fine. I think he belongs in the Netflix universe with our darker characters such as Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and those guys. So, in that regards of him getting his own spinoff, I've seen several clips of Gabriel Luna playing the character, and I've heard really good things, so I fully believe he's, doing his job and pulling a great Ghost Rider. I'd love to see him in something else to really get a sense of what he can do when he's not handcuffed by Disney's ABC. But, again, it goes back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Just let's end this, kids, okay? Nobody's watching. Nobody really cares. Let's just end it. Lisa, any thoughts on this?
I have nothing to say.
I thought you did not. So I just wanted something that's been, stewing in the show notes for a couple weeks now. I just thought I'd throw it out there, see maybe if any of the audience members have anything to say about it. So let me know what you think, guys. So jumping up in Marvel news, because that was our only piece of Marvel news, jumping over to DC, and it kind of counts, I guess, as Star Wars as well. It was yesterday that director Chris Kay confirmed on Twitter that Billy D. Williams will be voicing Two-Face in the upcoming Lego Batman film, which comes out February 10th, 2017. Now, Billy D. Williams is most known for playing Lando Calrissian in the Star Wars films, but he also played Harvey Dent in Tim Burton's Batman film back in 1989. Now, Billy D. was supposed to go on in that franchise and turn into the character Two-Face, but when Tim Burton dropped out, Joel Schumacher took over as director, and then he cast Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, kind of ending Billy D's run for that franchise. But since then, Billy D has gone on to do several other voice work. He actually voiced Lando in the Lego movie, and he voices Lando Calrissian in Star Wars Rebels as well. Now, Lego Batman is, of course, the first spin-off film from the highly successful Lego movie that came out in 2014. So in this film, we got Will Arnett reprising his voice as Batman. We also got Michael Cera as Robin, Rosario Dawson as Batgirl, Ray Fiennes as Alfred, Mariah Carey as the Mayor, and Zach Galifianakis as the Joker. The first Lego movie earned $469 million worldwide and won an Academy Award for the Best Original Song, Everything is Awesome. Now it's going to be stuck in my head.
Yeah, shouldn't have done that.
All right. The sequel for the Lego movie is planned for the following February. Actually, 2019. And then they're also coming out with another spin-off Lego Ninjago movie set to come out in 2018. So, Billy D coming out, going to get his chance to play Two-Face or Harvey Dent again. We never really talked about the actual Lego Batman trailer, I don't think. Did we ever?
I don't think so.
Okay, so let's group this all together. Are you excited for the Lego Batman movie, and are you looking forward to Billy D as Two-Face?
I'm excited for the Lego Batman movie. Yeah,
just the voice casting in general.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
great.
the trailers have been they're great. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it's anything like the Lego movie, I'm in. Lego movie was awesome, and I think that this movie looks really good.
One of the highlights of the Lego movie was Batman, and that was great. So to see him be the first one out of the gate with his own spin-off film, I think is the right move to go with that. Not only is it a popular character from the film, but it's Batman as well. Mm-hmm. So you can't go wrong with Batman in that respect.
Yeah, I mean the bits that the trailer has shown, it looks like the story looks cute. I mean, it looks like it's going to be super kid-friendly like the Lego movie was. Exactly. But there'll be enough adult humor in it, I think, for adults to really like it as well.
Everyone will enjoy it, indeed. I mean, that's something, too, with these Lego movies. I'm curious what other spin-offs they want to do. Mm-hmm. Talking about the Ninjago movie. Like, at first, I'm just like, Ninjago, I don't know. But I said the same thing about the Lego movie as well. So whatever these guys are doing, they're doing it well. Billy D, of course, in this, I want to see him come back as Lando in real life. I want to see him in episode 8 or episode 9. I really like to see that, but I am enjoying him doing these voice casting works or these cameos, so to speak. They really work well for him in that regard. So to see him come back and play Two-Face, I think is kind of a good nod to his role in the original Batman Tim Burton film too. So, but that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing. I don't really have an opinion about him being Two-Face. Whatever.
He's Billy D. He does his job. He does it good.
I mean, I almost kind of feel like sometimes his voice is so recognizable as Lando, it might be distracting. Yeah,
but remember, as I just said, he's already has a precedent set as being Harvey Dent / Two-Face in the original Batman film. So
yeah, but I don't know that.
See, pretty much that's his two roles. If he's going to be Lando, and he's going to be Harvey Dent, and that's him. And the Colt 45. That's pretty much his top 3 things he's known for. But now, just kind of touching on this, of course, a little bit as well. I think a great spinoff would be. I mean, they've done it before, but Lego Star Wars as well.
Well, they have tons of Lego Star Wars.
They're just shows. Direct to DVD. I'd rather see a quality one. You had Han and Lando and all that in the Lego film for a brief cameo. I'd love to see them, have their own film as well. I think it'd be fun.
I think Star Wars is doing enough of their own stuff.
I think there might be a rights issue because it is Star Wars, so it's Disney, and this is Warner Brothers, so it's kind of, up in the air.
I mean, there's still a bunch of... Disney has a bunch of the Lego little short things. Yeah. They have the Droid Tales and all those little shows that are on the Disney...
XD.
The XD, yeah. And those are really cute, and those are for kids. And
yeah. I mean, just a high-quality, theatrical one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying Star Wars is doing enough films already. I don't think that they need. I don't think there's a need for it.
Okay.
I don't think they're gonna waste time developing a good Star Wars story to do in that
a cute story
in that vein. Yeah, like I just don't think that it's necessary.
They've got other stuff. Okay. Cool.
That make a ton more money doing one for us.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So springboarding off of that into Star Wars news, we are officially 2 weeks out for the release of Rogue One. I went Sunday night and
only 2 weeks.
2 weeks Thursday. Not 2 weeks from today. Will be 7 o'clock, 7:05, I think, or something.
Oh my God, I didn't realize my birthday was in less than 2 weeks.
I know, right? All right, guys. So 2 weeks till Rogue One. I went, stood in line, got my tickets. According to the internet, I guess Fandango shut down.
Again.
I didn't even try to go on other websites. Like, compared to the fiasco of last year, trying to get Force Awakens, I just went straight to the theater. Mm-hmm. I got there about 10 minutes before tickets were going to go on sale. There was a line of about 30 people, and I was talking like, yeah, we all have the same idea. Mm-hmm. We had problems getting tickets last year, so we all just decided to go. Mm-hmm. So while I was standing in the line there, I actually brought up the Alamo Drafthouse website, too, just to see what was going to be quicker. And I logged on about 3 minutes before tickets went on sale, and I got to be 991 in line. So as I'm going through the line to get my tickets, I'm dropping in numbers, actually, online. And right when I'm about ready to get my tickets, it's like, you are now ready to buy your tickets. I'm like, great, of course. It's at the exact same time.
You got us more tickets for a later show.
That's all right. I'm not worried about that. I mean, we'll probably go, probably that following Tuesday or something like that, go see it again. But in any event, tickets are on sale right now, guys, so go and check it out. So, speaking of Rogue One, I am about, chapter 21. I'm 7 chapters away from finishing Catalyst. So I thought maybe we could discuss it a little bit here.
Sure.
I'm enjoying it. I definitely... like you said, there's not a lot of action, so it can be boring at parts. But any part or any scene where it's Lyra, Galen, and Krennic, I love those scenes. Those are really good scenes. So I haven't finished it yet, so I really can't do spoilerish stuff, guys. But just discussing about it. One thing I guess I love most about it is all the references to the Clone Wars, because the first half of the book is set during the Clone Wars. So you have actually...
Not the first half, the first few chapters.
No. It's all the way... It's like chapter 13 or 14 is when they're about to get shot and the battle droid shuts down. So, yeah, exactly. Almost half the book is set during the Clone Wars. So, and now the references to battles that actually were on the Clone Wars TV series. They talk about the second battle of Geonosis, the battle of Christoph or whatever.
Christosis.
Yeah, Christosis. Yeah, that was in the first Clone Wars film. They talk about the Battle of Ryloth. Some really good stuff there, and that's kind of what I'm enjoying. You see Tarkin in the book. They reference Palpatine and Vader. Just all those little Star Wars references and stuff like that are really cool. I'm at the part now where Galen is officially, working on the weapon for...
Krennic. He still doesn't know it's a weapon.
He doesn't officially know, but he's got him to the point where he's working on it.
Right, but he doesn't know it's a weapon.
Exactly. And they introduced Saul Guerrera as well, where he's working with the crew of smugglers. So it's kind of about where I'm at in the book. A few more chapters to go. It's weird, though, because like you said, it doesn't have that crescendo. Usually in a Star Wars book at this point, we'd be towards the last battle or whatever, and then the last couple chapters, it would be like the aftermath of it. But here, I feel like there's not going to be a crescendo or an aftermath. There's not going to be a big battle. There might be a heated conversation between Galen and Krennic or something like that, where he's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore, or something like that.
It's coming, just wait.
It's coming, but of course, like I said, this is all just a lead up to the events of Rogue One in that respect. So, Leela's a very interesting character. Lyra. Is it Lyra?
Yeah.
She's a very interesting character because I almost dare say she's kind of a little Force sensitive.
Well, no, I don't think she's Force sensitive. She just has an appreciation for the Force.
I was going to say that too.
She doesn't have any abilities to use the Force.
She very highly regards the Jedi and the Force and all that.
Yeah, she just has an understanding of what the Force is and what the Force means and what the Jedi do for the galaxy, but she's not Force sensitive.
Yeah,
she can't manipulate the Force or utilize the Force or even feel it in a physical way. She just
empathetic.
Understands that it's there, and she doesn't like what's happening to the Jedi. She never believes the story that they put out there that the Jedi turned on. She doesn't believe it, and she doesn't.
And
she doesn't like what they're doing with the kyber crystals.
Yeah, what's his name shows her actually what they're doing with what the Empire is doing with the planets and stripping them so quickly and basically destroying the worlds. In that respect, probably one of my favorite scenes too was when Krennic brought Galen the little briefcase of kyber crystals, and Lyra is like, you know where those came from. You know, they came from lightsabers of dead Jedi. And I was like, wow, man, that was awesome. So overall, I'm enjoying it. Again, just as a lead-in to Rogue One. I'm kind of disappointed now because, again, probably I like Krennic. I know, he's probably going to be heavily featured in the film. But Galen and Lyra, I feel like, aren't going to be in a good portion of the film. And I'm really liking those characters. So it's a little disappointing to know that you're not going to see more of him in the film.
I hope Krennic dies in the film. He's a douchebag.
Okay, well, speaking of Rogue One, according to Empire Magazine, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy has officially announced, surprise, surprise, that Rogue One will have no official sequel. Director Gareth Edwards and
how would there be a sequel?
Creative officer, John Knoll has said, quote, there will be no Rogue 2. Rogue 2 will be called Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, how could there be a sequel?
And Kathleen Kennedy went on to talk about how Fandango, crashed on Sunday night when people were trying to buy tickets. And it wasn't as big as, say, the Force Awakens pre-sale tickets, but I think it still did quite a good job. I think it's a good sign that even though this isn't a saga film, I think it's still going to crush it at the box office. But in any event, yes, so she went on to say, of course, that Rogue One will have no sequel. It's simply a standalone film, which begs the question, what's going to happen to our heroes? Do you think they're all going to bite the dust?
I don't think they all will.
I don't think they all. Do you think Felicity Jones's character, Jyn?
I hope not.
Yeah. So there's a theory. I never heard this theory before, but Josh said it at work because his dad's a big geek, so he reads all the theories. And I'd never heard of this before, but they were talking about how where the scenes where Jyn is in the TIE Fighter outfit, of course, and you think it's then infiltrating the Empire to get the plans and all that. And there's this theory going around that she was one of the TIE Fighters that was next to Vader when he goes down the trench to get Luke. Because in that scene, there's two TIE Fighters. One of them, Han Solo shoots, and the other one bumps into Vader and knocks him off. So, of course, some crazy theory that she is that second TIE Fighter, which I think just sounds kind of stupid. What? And I thought about this morning, too. What my worry is that they're going to do something to kind of devalue what happened in A New Hope. Like, if she was there in some way to help Luke, it makes what Luke did less special, I guess. And that's kind of my worry.
I don't understand how that could be. That doesn't make any sense, that being her. Because, number one,
it doesn't. It's a stupid theory. But
Rogue One ends way before that scene in A New Hope. And so why would in Rogue One they be her and a TIE Fighter? It doesn't make any sense. That's the stupidest theory.
We have no idea. I mean, it's a stupid theory, I think. But, I mean, in a sense, we don't know what's going to be. I mean, essentially, we've heard that Rogue One ends right before, 10 minutes before A New Hope begins. Maybe they're going to throw a loop at us, and maybe she's she's in throughout the film. As we see her in spots throughout the Death Star or something along those lines. They insert her in parts of
The New Hope.
Yeah.
Right, but then it's going to be like they're going to be going on at the same time?
Not the same time, just maybe like the last couple minutes of it where she's, it's A New Hope, but she's in the Death Star running around when Luke and Han are running around.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I don't believe it at all.
It doesn't make any sense, though, so just stop it.
Okay, I will stop it. Okay, so we got an official word, no new sequel coming out for Rogue One, no Rogue 2 going to be coming out, but there is a spin-off film that was going to come that will no longer see the light of day. So Josh Trank's Star Wars film that he was set to direct, that got put on hiatus after he was allegedly walked away from the project, or some people say he was fired. We have confirmation that it officially was going to be a Boba Fett spin-off film. Now, speaking with Entertainment Weekly, they were talking about how they actually had a whole teaser trailer set up to debut at Star Wars Celebration 2015, but after the poor performance of Fantastic Four and reports of the behind-the-scenes drama with Trank, he left the project, or some say he was fired, and then of course they scrapped the whole thing. A representative from Lucasfilm said, quote, "It came so close to being officially announced, Lucasfilm even prepped a teaser reel to show at Star Wars Celebration in spring of 2015. At the last minute, the split with Trank backburned the project." Now, following the release of Star Wars Episode 9 in 2019, Kathleen Kennedy said they have yet to kind of sit down and talk about what they're going to do post Episode 9. Let's see, where's the quote said, quote, "There are possible movies that we have been talking a lot about, but we are planning to sit down in January since we will have had The Force Awakens released, now Rogue One, and we finished shooting Episode 8. We have enough information where we can step back a little bit and say, what are we doing, what do we feel is exciting, and what are some of the things we want to explore." So, at this point, it seems like the Boba Fett movie has been put on hold, and possibly the future films after Episode 9 are up in the air. So, in that regard, Lisa, do you want to see a Boba Fett movie after Episode 9, or what would you like to see, maybe a spin-off film?
I don't know, but I've never understood the fascination with Boba Fett.
Me neither. I mean,
like, I don't get it. I mean, he's hardly in the movies. Even with the prequels, when they tried to, like, set him up a little bit, man. And then his bits in the Clone War, he just looks like a whiny piece of shit.
Well, he's still a kid in the Clone Wars. But
I know that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't... what we have been presented with about Boba Fett over the years, I don't understand why he has such a big following.
Mm-hmm. Because he's so mysterious. Kind of like with Wolverine. He's kind of rough and bad boyish and, mysterious. So part of his lure is in the mystery. So that's why, like, a lot of people were pissed off about the prequels, because they actually showed his backstory, and unfortunately his backstory sucks. So that pissed off a lot of Boba Fett fans. I do say that with Boba Fett and Jango Fett come from the Mandalore. I love the Mandalorians. I would love to see, because there's a whole the Mandalorian Wars that took place back during the Old Republic. I would love to see something like that. That'd be really cool. But as far as Boba Fett movie, again, I could care less. I don't care about a Boba Fett movie.
I'm not.
We all know the next spin-off film they're going to announce is an Obi-Wan standalone movie, because, God, we demand it as fans.
I can't imagine they won't do that. Like, I mean, seriously.
Oh, my God.
If Ewan McGregor's willing, and, we need it. I'm
already planning a freak out during Star Wars Celebration this next year for, when Ewan McGregor comes out and they announce it. Because, like I said, they're sitting down in January to talk about the future. Star Wars Celebration's in April. By then, they've got to announce at least one or two more films that are going to come out.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. I mean, even if it's not the next one, it's got to be like the one after that. But I think it should be, because Ewan McGregor is in that ripe age, right where, Obi-Wan was after the events of Episode 3. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be cool. So last thing on Star Wars, Rogue One. How do you want to prep for Rogue One? What do you want to watch?
I don't think we need to watch anything.
You don't think you need to watch anything?
No.
Really? Okay.
I prepped for it. I read the book.
You read the book, of course, and I think the fact that you're going over Clone Wars right now is really cool too. Mm-hmm. So you're getting used to all that as well. But at the very least, I want to watch.
Actually, speaking of the Clone Wars, it's really good because I just finished the bit on Onderon in the Clone Wars where you meet Saw Gerrera.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I just read about you.
Nice. I loved it when he popped up, because, I wasn't expecting him to pop up in the book, because I was kind of thinking they were going to, put some other Rogue One characters in there. But, I'm getting toward the ends of the book, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're not. But
then they have to put him in to establish his relationship with Jyn. That's
true. I mean, with the Rebellion, too, of course, as well, too. I mean, I haven't finished it, so I don't know how far he's going to go in the book and where he's going to end up.
I do.
I know you do. Okay, I know you do. But getting back to my original question was, at the very least, I want to watch Episode 3, but I want to watch my cut of Episode 3, because remember I put in those deleted scenes with Mon Mothma, okay? The same actress who played Mon Mothma in those deleted scenes is going to play Mon Mothma in Rogue One. And also those deleted scenes are all about her, Bail Organa, and even Padme talking about kind of the idea of the start of the rebellion as well. So I think that would be a good lead-in to to Rogue One in that respect. Of course, other prep, I recommend people read the book. Would you recommend someone read this book, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to go see Rogue One, I would recommend reading this book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's not my favorite Star Wars book by any means. I mean, not even close. But I definitely, the value of it is is certainly there.
Mm-hmm. And one thing they also referenced that is not an official Star Wars Clone Wars episode, but I recommend it, is one of the season 6 or season 7 episodes that they never finished was one where Obi-Wan and Anakin were actually trying to protect one of the kyber crystals that the Separatists were trying to get to start up the Death Star, and they referenced that in the book as well, where they were trying to get the crystal, and they said 2 Jedi stopped them. They're referencing that storyline. You can find that, I believe, on StarWars.com, definitely on YouTube. It's not fully done. It's like, they're still like, I don't want to say like unrendered or something as well. It's kind of hard to get through, I guess, if you're used to the better animation, but the story's still there. So it's got voices of the actors and stuff like that. It's just a little primitive. But in any event, those are kind of a couple things I would say to get ready for Rogue One. Now, Pablo Hidalgo went online, I think it was last week or a couple days ago, and he actually showed the picture of A New Hope when everyone's in the Death Star talking about the Death Star. Vader comes in with Tarkin.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about watching that scene to see who everybody is.
He actually recommended watching that scene. He said, was it something like, watch this scene to help you prepare for the coming weeks or something like that.
I was thinking about that when I was reading the book. Like, all the people sitting around that table, who are they?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm kind of curious as well, should we watch A New Hope before or after we go see Rogue One? Because I feel like there's going to be Easter eggs, or things that are going to be in Rogue One that are going to enhance, things that happen like that scene in A New Hope. Mm-hmm. So should we, be familiar with those scenes to where we know where they pop in Rogue One, or vice versa? I don't know. Okay. All right, guys. So we'll leave that as question mark. 2 weeks till Rogue One. You're going to hear us talk about it, I'm sure, next week as well. And we'll move on from there. So a little bit of Harry Potter news. Just as a little warning, if you have not watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, first off, what the hell are you doing? Listen to us. Go watch the movie. Come on. In regards to the end of the film, where Ezra Miller's character Credence kind of bit the dust a little bit, in the movie, Credence was a character who had talented magical powers, who eventually turned evil and was allegedly killed by the Ministry of Magic. Now, according to producer,
he was killed by. It's not called the Ministry of Magic in the U.S.
It's
called.
Oh, my source did it wrong then. What's it called?
The Ministry of Magic is the England one.
That's true.
The one in the United States, they call it like, I was just going to say mucosa. That's not right. It's like the Society of something. It's got like it's like an acronym. I can't. Okay. I don't have my phone on.
So the people on MovieWeb got it wrong. So
yeah, Ministry of Magic is the British version.
Okay. So producer David Heyman talked to Cinema Blend and described that actually this wasn't the original fate of the character. There was actually a scene cut from the film, one that showed Credence being alive. Quote, we actually had a scene which was Credence getting on a boat to get on a boat somewhere else, possibly going somewhere with Newt as well, kind of escaping a little bit and getting out of New York. David confirmed that we haven't seen the last of him, even though it looks like he's dead in the film, and his possible future in the franchise. So he did also hint that Newt Scamander, Eddie Redmayne's character, is going to be in future films in the franchise, but said, quote, I don't think Newt will be at the heart of them. I think he'll be part, so will Tina, Queenie, and Jacob will be part of the next one, but not possibly front and center. Instead, he kind of hinted, of course, that they're going to pivot to the Grindelwald Dumbledore story, is what it is. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them Part 2 is going to be out November 6, 2018. What do you think about possibly Credence coming back, even though we've seen him kind of, bite the dust?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess...
It is magic, so...
Yeah, well, and he wasn't necessarily in his human form. He was that thing, whatever it's called.
Oh, what's it called?
So, I mean, I can totally see where he may not have actually been killed. But, I think his character was interesting. I'm curious to see what happens with him if he is still. I would not be opposed to him being in subsequent films.
I guess, especially to explore that kind of part of the magic as far as, suppressing the magic to where it becomes, another living form, whatever, with dust cloud. I don't know what that was.
Well, the whole time they were talking about that, made me think very much of Dumbledore's sister. Of what happened to her.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what happened to her.
Okay.
She suppressed her magical abilities because she was afraid of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like Dumbledore said, that's what she hasn't. Rowling hasn't actually come out, as far as I know, and said that's what happened to Ariana. But that's what happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dumbledore even said, and his brother, they said in the stories that she was. Those muggles made fun of her or whatever, made her feel bad. She tried to suppress her magic, but then they said that it would sometimes, she couldn't control it and it would come out in bursts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that sounds to me like what happened to her. And how they say that you don't usually live to adulthood, people who have that, and she died as a child still. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that's what she was. That's what happened to her. So Dumbledore has experience with those kinds of... And Grindelwald.
Okay. So do you think maybe...
That's why he was looking for that.
Yeah.
He was there when Ariana died.
Mm-hmm. So he knew the potential of it, really, is what it was.
Yeah.
So maybe this could be another leeway to where we find out Credence is still alive, Grindelwald's still hunting him, while Dumbledore and Newt are trying to protect him, maybe.
Maybe.
So, could be a theory. Could be not bad. Cool. What do you think about, the Newt and the rest of the main cast taking a back seat?
I think that's fine. I mean, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it'd be good if they are featured again in the later one. Maybe not the next one. If the next one's going to turn more toward what's going on with Grindelwald, and then maybe it'll pivot back to them in another one later.
Possibly.
I'm fine with that. I'd like for them to stay in it, but
yeah.
I mean, how I felt. I felt like Newt shouldn't have been a main character anyway. Like, I think that this movie, you know what I mean? Not you. I don't want to go into it all over again. I've already been into it, but...
We talked about it in link. Go and check out our Fantastic Beasts review, guys. It's up on iTunes or Podomatic and all that, okay? All right, so we done with this?
Sure.
We're going to get into the best story ever, right? The one you were super excited about after I showed you the trailer.
Oh, God.
All right, guys. So the CW has premiered the first trailer for their upcoming series, Riverdale, which is based off the Archie Comics mythology.
I don't even know how they can say that based on that trailer.
Okay, so let me go through. I'm going to read through this lengthy story description. You're going to laugh. You're going to say it's ridiculous. And then we're going to talk about it a little bit, okay? So, story kicks off with a new school year with the Riverdale community reeling from the recent tragic death of a high school golden boy, Jason Blossom. And nothing feels the same. Archie Andrews is still the all-American teen, but the summer's events made him realize that he wants to pursue a career in music and not follow in his dad's footsteps despite the sudden end of his forbidden relationship with Riverdale's young music teacher, Miss Grundy. Miss Grundy in the Archie comic was old and, white hair. And okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, continuing on. Which means Archie doesn't have anyone who will mentor him, certainly not singer Josie McCoy, who is focused on her own band, the soon-to-be world-famous Pussycats. It's all weighing heavily on Archie's mind, as well as his fractured relationship with budding writer and fellow classmate Jughead Jones. Meanwhile, girl next door, Betty Cooper, is anxious to see her crush on Archie after being away all summer, but she's not quite ready to reveal her true feelings. With a new student, Veronica Lodge, arriving into town from New York with her mother, Hermione, it's an undeniable spark between her and Archie, even though Veronica doesn't want to risk her new friendship with Betty by making a play for Archie. And then there's Cheryl Blossom. Riverdale's B-Queen is happy to stir up trouble amongst Archie, Betty, and Veronica, but Cheryl is keeping secrets of her own. And that's Riverdale. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna pull myself together a little bit here. Okay, so speaking of this trailer, they gave it a very much creepy vibe. I mean, because like in the trailer it said from the network that brought you the Vampire Diaries and Gossip Girl, and I'm like, it's kind of really what it feels a mixture of, like Gossip Girl, because they're trying to give you that creepy mystery vibe to it all. It almost looked like they were trying to almost go full supernatural as well. But then, read this description and they're like, okay, well, this definitely sounds like a Gossip Girl or something like that. But it is, they're trying to play off and make a more modern version of the old Archie tale. Now, there is the current updated Archie series written by Mark Waid, which does take the Archie mythology and try to update it for modern times. And I've read the first volume. It's pretty good. I'm a fan of the Archie mythology, even though I don't really read a lot of Archie comics. I have read some in my day, but not a lot. But in this regard, with this series, I can't say I'm not going to check it out just out of curiosity's sake. So I'll give it a try. But it looks like that patented CW teen drama that might just be a little too overdramatic for my taste. Take it away, Lisa.
I think this looks ridiculous.
Completely.
It sounds ridiculous and it looks ridiculous.
Oh yeah. So no interest at all, huh?
No.
Not even for not even for a good laugh, maybe.
No.
No?
No.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll check it out and then I'll let you know just how ridiculous it is.
I mean, the trailer was ridiculous. I mean, it looked like this trailer, I can't even. I just can't even.
I just can't even.
I just can't even. It looked so bad. It looked like Bag of Money, bloody hands. Like, what the crap
yeah, exactly.
is this?
Like, it's supposed to be Archie, right? It's supposed to be Archie,
And then you hear the blurb about it, and it's about him wanting to be a rock star or whatever.
Well,
what the shit?
He's always wanted to be a rock star.
I know that. I'm just saying that trailer was like... I don't even...
Well, the thing that threw me off the most was the affair with his music teacher, Mrs. Grundy. I mean, because I know what Miss Grundy looks like in the comics, and I'm like, ew, I just, no, that's just wrong or whatever. So, of course, they're going to make Miss Grundy, hot looking and all this stuff. I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to say the least. I don't know how it's going to go. But, hey, one bright side in all this, we got Luke Perry back as Pops,
Luke Perry is going to be in this?
Luke Perry's playing Archie's dad.
Oh, good Lord.
Right? Yeah, he's like, I think the only recognizable actor in the whole thing. I'm like, all the main cast is kind of unrecognizable, at least from my perspective. But we'll just see how it goes, and we'll laugh and maybe even be surprised.
I doubt it.
All right, guys, so moving on, actually. Lionsgate has officially announced that they have found a director for their Highlander reboot. They're going to hire Chad Stahelski, who previously co-directed John Wick alongside David Leitch. Now, David Leitch was announced last week or a little while ago that he is going to be directing the Deadpool sequel. Now, Stahelski actually just finished wrapping John Wick 2, where he was the solo director on that project. Several other directors have been named for the Highlander sequel in the past, such as Justin Lin, who directed the Fast and Furious movies, and other stars have been attached, such as Ryan Reynolds and Dave Bautista. Now, Stahelski spoke with Hollywood Reporter about kind of his fandom for the Highlander franchise, saying, quote, "I've been a huge fan of the original property since I saw it in high school. Such great themes of immortality, love, and identity are all wrapped up in such colorful mythology. I can't think of a better property that gives the opportunity to create interesting characters, mythic themes, and action set pieces." The original Highlander film came out in 1986 and starred the immortal swordsman Connor MacLeod, played by Christopher Lambert, face off against the evil Kurgan to see who will be the last immortal left standing. After all, there can be only one. 4 sequel films will follow that, as well as 3 television series. Stahelski recently wrapped shooting the John Wick sequel, as I just said, and that's going to come out, I believe, in February. The Highlander reboot does not have a release date as of right now. So, have you seen the original Highlander at all? No. Nothing. Not even a bit, huh?
Nope.
All right, so I guess I'll take the lead on this one. I have seen several of the Highlander films. I've checked out the series. They just announced there's going to be a Highlander prequel-ish comic book as well. So that's going to be coming out. The original Highlander film, it was almost the epitome of 80s movies. I mean, much like the same way Rocky IV was, a staple of 80s filmmaking. The main thing everyone remembers about the Highlander film in general, of course, there's a phrase, there can be only one, but also the sequel done by Queen. That Queen song they did is pretty much legendary. I enjoy it. Like I said, the mythology in it is very well done. It's something that I can definitely see updating and being good. The following sequels I have not seen, though, so I can't really speak for those, but I heard like most of them aren't that great. In regards to a Highlander film, yeah, let's do it. Let's do a reboot. It's something that I think could definitely benefit from updates in technology and storytelling and all that. Chad Stahelski, did a great job with John Wick. I'm excited to see John Wick 2. So yeah, let's do it. I'm on board. let's see what the Highlander can do.
I have nothing to add.
Okay, there we go. All right, so the last bit of news for today, guys, keeping with miscellaneous news, Anne Rice has plans to develop her best-selling Vampire Chronicle novels for television. She recently regained the theatrical rights for the books and says that she is looking to put the book series in television form for, quote, the highest quality of storytelling. She says, quote, a television series is now my dream for Lestat, Luis, and the entire tribe. In this new golden age of television, such a series is the way to let the entire story of the vampires unfold. My son, Christopher Rice, and I will be developing a pilot script and detailed outline for an open-ended series faithfully representing Lestat's stories as it is told in the books, complete with the many situations that readers expect to see. We will likely begin with the vampire Lestat and move on from there. Now, the original book, Interview with a Vampire, came out in 1976 and actually was a 1994 featured film starring Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
And Kirsten Dunst.
And Kirsten Dunst, yes. I think Kirsten Dunst actually won an Academy Award for that, too.
Did she?
Yeah. I know she was at least nominated. I'm pretty sure she won the Academy Award for a supporting role in that.
Did she now?
Now, the other film that was based off the Vampire Chronicles didn't do so well. It was 2002's The Queen of the Damned, and it was based off the 1988 book. Didn't do so well. Now, Rice's son actually is a novelist himself. I've never heard of The Density of Souls and The Heavens Rise. Not sure at all. So, anyway, the two plan to serve as executive producers for a television series. The 12th novel in the Vampire Chronicles, Prince Lestat and the Realms of Atlantis, will be published coming out this week, actually, it appears. So, there you go. I know you've seen Interview with the Vampire, right? Mm-hmm. Did you see Queen of the Damned?
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, well, that solves that. Okay.
Have you seen it?
Huh? I've seen it, yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
I saw it. It wasn't that good at all, actually. So it was kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I literally have never heard of it. So I have no idea.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but I did like Interview with the Vampire. I gotta say, to me, it's become kind of that image of vampires, kind of what stuck around for a little while. I mean, when you think of vampires, the Anne Rice vampires are kind of what people had in their mind until recently, and I kind of blame her a little bit for springboarding off into the Twilight vampires as well. If you didn't have these vampires, you wouldn't have gotten the Twilight vampires, I think, in my opinion.
Okay, I think
their whininess and I'm immortal. It's sprungboard off into the Twilight vampires, which I didn't like. Anyway, a vampire series. What do you think?
I mean, sure, we have. There's so much vampire stuff on TV already. I feel like we need a break from vampires. It's like I just think that the movies and it's been saturated with vampires
and werewolves.
It's kind of like old news now. Like, I think we need a break from it, and then maybe come back later, and everyone's not tired of vampires. Like, I
think we've had a little bit of a break. I mean, because True Blood's been off the air for a little while. It's been a while since the Twilight films. I can't name in the last couple of years.
Isn't there a show on called The Vampire Diaries still?
That's been going on for. That started with when Twilight was out. That's gone on like season 9 or 10 or something like that, I believe.
Either way, I'm saying it's still there. I just feel like we have enough vampire stuff.
Okay, but this one's kind of a staple of vampire lore, I guess. To bring it to television, I think might actually be a good idea. I enjoyed Interview with a Vampire, like I said. I've never read any of her books, but given the fact that she's written 12 novels, she's got a good grasp on the characters. There's a lot there, I'm sure, to explore. So turning it into a television series, not for the CW or Fox or anything like that, but more of a, not even HBO, but maybe an AMC or FX or something like that, I think would be good. Something where she has a little more leeway. I think it'd be really weird to put on an HBO just because they had True Blood about vampires for so long. Maybe, put it on Showtime or, something like that. I don't want to see it on a basic cable network because, I feel like they're not going to be able to explore the full potential, especially that they're vampires and they kill people. I want to see the brutality of it, in my opinion.
Well, that's how her vampires are. Her vampires are not the ones that you take home for dinner.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree, Tom Cruise's, portrayal in Interview with a Vampire was really great because he was, vicious and, unapologetic for, who he was and would just, kill people random just for a snack.
Well, that's what vampires do.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying, it's my favorite interpretation of vampires, of course, goes to The Lost Boys and 30 Days of Night. As a discussion I had with one of my old comic book colleagues, vampires aren't, little gentle creatures who whine about being immortal, okay? These are the predators, the great white sharks on land, okay? They're faster, meaner, tougher, and they take whatever they want just, to feed themselves. So they're not going to sit around pining about immortality. So
You're vampires. There doesn't have to be only one kind.
There can be only one. See that? See how I did that?
Yeah, that was really clever.
All right. Well, anything else you want to add about this?
No.
I didn't think so. All right, guys. So that is going to be it for us today. Hit us back on the social media groups, Facebook group, Twitter, or the Gmail account, dayspringdiscussion@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about these topics. Are you excited for Vampire Chronicles to become a TV series? Have you gotten your tickets for Rogue One yet? And, of course, do you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. should just end and die and we can all forget about it in the realm of Marvel Cinematic Universe? Hit me up. You can find me Slim Dayspring 12 on Twitter and Instagram. And that's going to be it for now, guys. Until then, may the Force be with us all.